So I'm watching The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I've never watched it all the way through, but I don't think any of these women are gonna stay with their husbands. Like, they can be rich and have access to anything in the world they could possibly want, but none of these marriages, none of these families with these children, none of the responsibilities as a rich white housewife, essentially, none of it looks fun. None of it looks like enjoyable. None of it looks thrilling. Everybody looks stressed the fuck out. They're always fighting with their husbands. They're always fighting with their husbands. Like, the only one I could see staying with their husband is probably Lisa Vanderpump. Like, I just had to look up the names really quick, but I'll just go through the list really quick because I have my opinions about all the women. So I already made a video talking about this, but Camille Gramel, one of the most condescending assholes I've ever seen. Like, she's actually so fucking rude. She also contradicted herself so heavily. All she did was tell us that she didn't want to be associated with Kelsey Grammer and that she's her own person, while simultaneously bringing him up at every single chance she got and constantly reminding us on how she got on the show. Second, Kim Richards, I think Kim needs therapy and rehab. Kim is sweet, but she concerns me on how, like, weirdly clingy she is to her children and Kyle. Let's go to Kyle Richards. I like Kyle. Kyle's really funny. Kyle's super cute. Kyle's messy as fuck, low-key. Taylor Armstrong, I think Taylor is strange. I think she's strange. I agree with Lisa. I don't really see it for Taylor, to be honest. My favorite in the entire cast would be Adrienne. She be tearing her husband up. They're definitely getting a divorce. Season 1, episode 1, I knew that Adrienne was going to divorce her husband. The surgeon, what's his name? Adrienne and Paul, they're definitely going to get a divorce. Like, they're going to get a divorce. They keep saying, like, oh, you know, we fight. This is how we've been since we met, da-da-da. Like, married couples fight, da-da-da. They do not get along. I think he needs a woman that doesn't actually have a career. I think he needs a woman that's not as business oriented as Adrienne. I think Paul needs somebody who's, like, obsessed with him and is kind of needy. Maybe a woman that really would depend on him emotionally and mentally. Someone who looked at his opinions and thoughts to a very high standard or regard. Like, I think Adrienne is a boss ass bitch. I think she has a lot of her own shit going on. She's about her money and her children. And she doesn't have time for Paul's whiny ass. Like, I watched Paul's show because he did a Botched, and I thought Paul was cool, but now Paul is like, he's whiny. But yeah, Paul kind of gets on my nerves. It's like but they be going at each, but I will admit, at the dinner table in season 2, because I'm only on season 2, episode 1, by the way. When Paul was just sitting there eating his salad and fucking with his champagne glass, Adrienne was on that man's ass. That nigga cannot breathe. I think she is so fed up. Paul is annoying as fuck, but she don't let that nigga breathe. Like, if he breathes too loud, she looks at him like she wishes it was his last breath. But yeah, watching the show, all it makes me think is, like, when you're that rich and successful, I feel like children kind of ruin the marriages too, because a lot of them all have this issue of, like, we don't spend enough time together, or everything's about the kids, or we're spending too much money here and there. I think a lot of people should hold off on having kids. I think a lot of people just get married and bust out these fucking kids instead of getting to really grow and bond with each other. Obviously, it was a different time period, and these women were in their 30s, 40s, and maybe even 50s during 2010, 2011, obviously. I mean, some of their children fucking graduated, so obviously, college, so obviously some of them were in their 40s, or hopefully in their 40s or whatever, but I think a lot of it is they were not, like, I think first off, when you have that much money, you have a lot of shit going on. You have a lot of responsibilities, a lot of things to manage or whatever. Mostly it's their husbands doing a lot of that. They're just out on fucking trips and arguing with each other at overpriced restaurants. But I think the other thing is, when you watch their marriages, you notice that the kids kind of fucked up a lot of their marriages, or the kids are a big hang up in a lot of their marriages, and they disagree about how to do things with the kids, having more kids, the kids. You can tell I don't know. I don't know. It's just, I don't think any of these people are going to stay married to each other for real. It would surprise me. Everybody except Lisa, I don't think anybody else is staying with their husband. So.